Right. The 43 industries and jobs with huge growth potential post-corona. Good. Let's start with the immediate and short term. A lot of these are just going to be obvious because they've already happened and they've already said to happen. These are the ones that are already going up today as we speak. Number one, the gig economy. Like we said before, we already have seen a lot of layoffs for millions of jobs, and we've already seen that the idea of full-time employment is gonna change massively. Okay, so we will still have people full-time employed at certain companies, and that's not going to change. But there are a lot of other people that are going to have to consider the gig economy. Now, the gig economy, like we said before, is the idea that a company or a person or whatever, an industry hires people on a per job or per project basis to do a little task or a little gig or a little project or whatever. Okay, so think Uber or Airbnb, but for everything. Okay, now we already have very, very, very popular platforms such as Fiverr and Upwork that already are handling this. We're just going to see this grow, just like we've seen Zoom grow. Digital products are already doing well, but they're going to grow massively. Digital products are going to become even bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're not talking about just, courses, training, teaching, and online coaching and ebooks and that kind of thing, because definitely we're talking about that. That's also going to grow. Online coaching, training, teaching is going to grow massively. But by digital products, I also want to add things such as we're going to start to see a new range of downloadables. Like, for example, you download a plan to 3D print your own product. So instead of going to a shop and buying a product, you print that product yourself. It's called 3D printing. And we'll look at that in a little bit. But and all sorts of other digital products, from entertainment to education to digital products. The idea of digital products, idea of apps, software, whatever, it's going to just massively explode. Okay, it's going to replace a lot of physical products. So like I said, that's going to grow. Online coaching, training, and teaching is going to grow massively. Massively. That sector is going to grow so massively in terms of billions of dollars per day. That's how big that's going to get. We've got gaming. Gaming is going to grow because people are just at home wanting to be entertained, obviously, and to play in a social and communal way within the house and also outside the house. That's one way we can relate right now. Investing is going to change radically, and it's already changing. A lot of people are taking interesting profits by taking interesting positions right now with what's going on. But the whole nature of investing as a whole in the immediate and short term is going to change. In terms of asset classes, now a lot of people are starting to look at Bitcoin again because that's a very interesting safe haven when right now the financial systems are kind of shaky. Gold, maybe. But, physical gold is very hard to come by nowadays. You got all this like digital gold online. And nobody knows whether it exists for real or not. But, whatever. And other aspects of investing are going to change, obviously, because the nature of savings, money, credit is changing already. Okay, home gardening. People are going to start getting into that a lot more. Just like they're going to do home fitness and home sports. Okay. Home fitness and sports, I'm already seeing as I take a walk every evening, and I'm already seeing a lot of people, they've converted their garages as I walk by into little mini gyms, and they're doing it with family or with neighbors or whatever. Homeschooling, even though people are going to go back to school after Corona, there's still a lot of homeschooling going to be going on, because remember, this coronavirus thing is something that even as we figure out how to treat it, how to, live with it, manage it so that it just becomes another common nasty cold instead of something that actually kills you, by the time we get there and everything, a lot of people and parents will be thinking, I'm just going to teach my kid at school or whatever, at home. And the education system that we've got right now, it's an industrial era education system that was designed in the 1800s for people to come out and go and work in factories. So, first of all, it's outdated. Secondly, it's not built for homeschooling. So that whole space is going to change, the kind of curriculum, the way things are taught, and so on. Because the idea of a teacher sitting down at home and teaching people the old kind of industrial era curriculum stuff through Zoom, we already see that's not really working well. That's kind of like something we had to do when lockdown came in, but it's really long term, it's rubbish. Okay, the do-it-yourself industry, Home Depot, Bunnings, those kind of things whereby you go and buy stuff and build it, build things by yourself, just because you need projects at home, and also because the supply chains are going to be disrupted. We're not going to all rely on China as much as we did, So do it yourself is going to really come back in. So that's an exciting space. Mental health and wellness, massive space that's going to grow. We're already seeing an increase in people needing help because of isolation and lockdown and everything. But generally, we're all going to start accepting the idea that mental health is not something shameful to talk about. Because in a lot of the world, it's okay to talk about a physical illness. It's not okay to talk about some physical illnesses like cancer and AIDS. People are still shamed by that. And people are still shamed by talking about mental health and wellness and mental illness. That shame is going to become less and less and less. And that industry is going to massively blossom, both for individuals and for corporates. And then we got alternate energy. People are tired of oil and gas, man. For all sorts of reasons, supply chain, pollution, costs. So alternate energy is already increasing. First of all, starting with the low-hanging fruit, such as solar and so on. But and then with a lot of changes are going to come that way, and I want to talk about that more when we get into the long term. Okay, moving on. Alternate healing is also going to grow. Alternate healing, and I'm talking about anything outside of the pharmaceutical industry, everything from energy healing to homeopathy to all sorts of other alternate healing. That's really growing. To nutrition, using nutrition as healing, that's really growing. People are starting to wake up. The insurance industry is also going to grow immediate short term. To be honest with you, I didn't quite understand why that's going to grow, but I saw focus and the logic seemed to make sense in the way the insurance industry thinks, and so I put it in there. But I didn't quite understand myself why that's going to grow. Maybe because of there's more fear or something. I'm not very sure, but it looks like one of the growth industries. Healthcare, that's obvious. That's going to grow. It's already growing. You know what I mean? People are starting to become more conscious of their health now. They're even cooking at home, which is kind of interesting. Data sciences, and what I mean by that is artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and machine learning. That's already a growth industry today, and it's just going to keep growing more and more and more. And it's perfectly suited for this day and age, to be honest. Work from home and all that sort of stuff. Spiritual sciences, some of my favorites. These are going to mushroom and blossom. For example, what do I mean by spiritual sciences? Things like alternative healing, yoga, energy healing, ancient sciences, metaphysics, astrology, Vastu, Feng Shui, meditation and mindfulness. Ooh, that's big. Mindfulness, massive, gonna grow. And people, even scripture, people, there's sort of like a revival in religious circles. I've noticed people are going more to churches and so on, even though it's online. But yeah, there is some kind of renewed interest even in religion, organized religion. But more than that, in spirituality, even when especially when it's outside of organized religion. So personal spirituality, that's also going to go, massive. That's already growing. And affiliate marketing is which is also referral marketing. That's also going to grow. Network marketing, direct sales, as people look for alternate ways to earn an income, but also relate and be in a community and so on. So network marketing or direct sales, affiliate marketing, referral marketing, that's going to grow. And then there are others. So I just put in an etc. there, etc. Because there are other things. So these were just the main ones. But there are obviously many other little tiny niches that are going to do very, very well. So think niche. Think how can I solve a problem for somebody in my area or in my area of expertise or in my physical area. And it could be a very simple, tiny, one singular problem. You know what I mean? It could be so niched, but it's there because of this in quotes, new normal. So there are many, 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 many tiny, 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 tiny little new niches, new ways of doing things that are just going to go, are already going well, but are going to go even better in the immediate and short term. Now that we've looked at that, let's look at the long term, because that's pretty exciting. That is extremely exciting. Okay, you ready for this?